Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Dragon. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me tonight for our interview with my good friend Bruno de la Vega Garcia of Stones and Serpents. How's it going, Bruno?
Hello, Snappy. Hello, everybody. I'm good. A bit cold, but all good.
Good bit cold, eh? It's winter there, right? Right out in Chile.
Not even winter yet. We are
Not
in
even winter
autumn,
yet, right?
but
Autumn.
it's started like it's very different each season here in the south. It's
Right.
like you feel the difference in both of them.
Oh
So
wow.
autumn is cold, windy. Some of the days you have a lot of sun, and you put a jacket, and then you're hot, and then you're cold again, and you know.
You're just dancing, right? Can't figure it out. Oh wow. So thank you so much for making the time to come and chat with me again to get a catch up with you and all of the projects that you're involved in. I've been diligently watching your channel. I've absolutely loved the Histories Inquiry podcast, which you guys just wrapped up, and I'm looking forward. I saw in your post you have another podcast with Dr. Almond planned. You just released a music video, Daemon, and you are still working on the main production of Stones and Serpents. So why don't you give us an update and talk to us about your current projects and what you got coming out on the channel?
Oh man, okay. Well, thank you, Osnabi, for inviting me again, and we're honored the team also. And well, right
Much
now,
love to them, man. You guys do such incredible work. So
thank you, bro. Yeah, and well, and when I say the team, I should say that well, here in Chile is three of us, now four. We have another one that just joined us for the writing stuff that we needed, and well, I don't have to name her if she doesn't want, but we have now a new person that is working with us, writing some stuff that is happening as and during this whole project. I'm talking about the movie, and it's connected, with what we're doing as research in the research department with Dr. Ammon. So obviously, you'll have some changes, not in the essence of it, but for sure in some stuff that we were picturing that as you are
oh,
getting more
oh, um,
information, that's what
unpack
it's at.
this for us, because this is something that I love so much, because the more you learn, the more the picture changes and develops and becomes clearer, and past images stop being so reflective. So what have you garnered that has changed your outlook? What are you changing in the documentary? What's the big revelations from Ahmed?
Mhm. Well, I guess I can put it this way: is we had a script before even to start working with Dr. Ammon, but it hasn't changed in essence.
Okay.
But the script for us was also we were starting an expedition, so we knew that we will have stuff happening in real time while we're recording,
The
rolling the
nature
camera.
of the documentary, yeah.
Yeah, of course, because that's the whole point. That's why we went
Exactly.
there, because we interviewed people in Greece, in Malta Island, South Spain. We talked with a lot of people. So the whole thing was that we were hoping that Ammon was like replying to us to be part um, of that moment. That expedition was worth just 45 days. So it was we were very lucky that he answered us before, just at the beginning of the expedition. So that started at the same time we arrived to Europe. So he was actually watching the places where we were going. So as we were interviewing people on site, at the same time we were having interviews with him online on spot. So it was changing all the time with what he was saying, what we were finding with the people in the actual place. When you go to a museum, you have your first approach that will give to everybody, to any tourist that is going, and If you want to go a bit deeper, you can have some permits and actually record inside. You can have a guide who specializes in different stuff. And as you know, that we are trying to search into things that are not very mainstream. I mean, it's in your face, but but it's some way the info is not so much in your face. You know, it's more like you can actually see the serpent, but you will not understand what it is unless you go deeper on
It's
it.
stuff that's gone
So,
underground. You know, it's interesting. Earlier today, I did this interview with my friend Leslie, and she's in Egypt, and she was talking to us about how she discovered that people are still practicing the old religion, you know, the classical Egyptian religion. You just got to know the right people and be invited to the right cookout. You know,
exactly,
you got to drink a lot of tea.
exactly,
You know,
exactly, bro. Yeah, and it's the same in Greece. It's the same in Greece. I mean, we had a lead. I'm sorry, I'm a bit with my throat is up at warring with the winter. But the thing is, yeah, in Greece is the same. At the beginning, nobody will give us anything. We had some leads, and then well, in that's everything on record. So when they were saying, okay, you cannot stay here, you cannot film that much time. What are you looking for? No, you will not find it here. People was following us all the time, especially the director, and so yeah, we found everything. But some other stuff that happened also was in the other in for good, let's say. Like they were actually saying to us, like, you should go this place or that place, or you should talk with this person. And you in that search, you will find something that is quite what you are looking for, and something that you thought it was what you were looking for, and is completely off. You know, these topics sometimes bring a lot of craziness also at the same time. You know,
oh, absolutely.
especially in some specific islands in the
Right, right.
Aegean.
You had mentioned this before, right? You know, in our first interview, you talked about how near the end of your trip, you guys wound up at Samothrace and had all these kind of mystical experiences with nudists there, and that's the center, right?
Mm.
That's where the
Oh, but
Pelasgian mystery starts, right? That's where Hera originates, right there.
and yeah, and you have this not the only island, and
Right,
and you are very close to Turkey, also modern day
right,
Turkey.
right.
And there's Lemnos there, there's
True. Another
Lesbos,
sacred island, right?
Lesbos right
Lesbos.
there,
All of
like
them right there, right?
right there with Turkey now, with modern day Turkey. So
Right,
yeah, all of those places, and as I don't know how many there are, but there's dozens and dozens of, if not hundreds, of islands in and in the if you see in the map the AG and how it is,
hmm
you I mean you can understand how it becomes something that it will get different influences through
Oh,
time.
absolutely. But I can also see, you know, right, that Greece is this Orthodox country. The Aegean
Right now, yeah.
Islands are a tourist center. You can see why they would be so closed, is all I mean, right? Like why they're not gonna just, you know, they got so many people coming through who are trying to get a
So
piece of them all the time. That just makes people, you know, more reserved in general. And then you have that culture, which we discussed briefly too last time, is that, you know, a lot of this pagan practice has to remain underground. You know, people still get called to court. It's only very recently have the laws changed to allow people to practice openly. You know,
mhm.
this is still kind of an awkward thing. Now, the average person doesn't mind, but the church itself is very vindictive, right?
Yeah, especially in that area,
Right,
which Christianity like was is quite strong. Like
right.
in Greece, I mean, you have to it's Turkey and Greece. You know, you have Cyprus, somewhere there, and some parts of Turkey, you know, are Muslim. There's a small part which is Christian. A small part is Europe. Even the other one is not Europe in Turkey, let's say, which it was part of what in like ancient times, it was just like the whole area was like the same, I guess. It was not the division that we get now, but
Right, right. We have all that
but
nationalism and modern political
yeah,
antagonism that colors
and
everything,
probably if
right?
you have like a big country, which is they were the Ottoman Empire was there, like
Right.
in Turkey, and at the same time you have this other spot like right next to it. They have a lot of history, and it's Christian. So I guess I don't know, man. I mean, I just
Very
can
recent
feel
history.
the with
Well,
this like very different places that used to be the same. So I guess it gets the strengthened
oh,
the,
absolutely. It
the
makes me think of Lord Byron, one of Ammon's favorite authors who we always recommend. Lord Byron went and fought in the wars of independence for Greece to get them out of the Ottoman control and bring them into Europe, right? And he winds up dying of his wounds later, so like this
Mhm,
is stuff that's also very recent to people's history, right? Everything's become so wild in that area. East meets west, right? The Crusades have never ended. Crusades have never ended. They've just been ongoing of different colors and different kinds up until the present moment, right?
mhm. Yeah,
Wild.
and well, it's like the same in Malta Island. Malta Island
Right.
is
We're Crusader Islands originally, or at least like their current, national images, right?
and everybody was trying also to bring it in. It was the passage
Right.
between but because Malta, I know that it's Stones and Serpents, as we are doing the history's inquiry and and we are working with Ammon, tends to go Greece. And you think Greece, I know this is not your case because we have spoken so much about it,
Right.
but that you think Greece and you are thinking modern Greece, which is completely different from ancient Greece, which is not even called Greece. So
Right.
when we are in Malta Island, we are actually understanding now, not even when we were there, but you are talking about pretty much the same reality of the same situations that were happening all over the Mediterranean.
Hmm.
So in Malta is not different. It's an island which is actually a passage from Africa to Europe, to Italy, modern day Italy. Sicily is like I've done this trip. I mean, it's like hours away in a sailboat from Malta Island, Sicily. And if you want to go, which is Tunisia now, it will take you a bit more. So you're just in the middle and with a
Right.
sailboat. So they were doing that all the time. And Malta is right there in that spot. That's why even in Second World War, they were bombing it. I mean, there was Malta is in every war. So when we got there um, with this whole topic, we were sure that it was going to be absolutely connected. As I told you last time we talked, when we arrived to Rabat, which is the old town, and it's all about Saint Paul and the snake, you know, and we started connecting dots at the beginning. Well, if you Amaltis guy is in the movie, he's one of the producers in Malta, Toran, and he's and we talked a lot with him, and he's very into this stuff. So obviously, uh, this is going to be a place which I think in the documentary will be um, like a protagonista. She will be like I don't know how to say it in English, but it will be an important topic. The Maltese island. You have to understand that Malta Island is has Stone Age history.
What
You
has
know,
Ammon told you about Malta? Because, Sicily, Malta, the peninsulas off of Italy, these islands, there's so much mystical magic around all these islands. I don't want to name any specific one as the one that stands out, but like Circe is from these islands. You
well,
know, Alexandra, Cassandra, her cult winds up in the island of Sicily. There's so much wildness going on here, right? Mount Etna's right there. That's where they bury Typhon, right? That's where the penultimate Satan figure in the Greek tradition is satirized and imprisoned, right?
Amazing. Well, yeah, I can tell you this. When I was talking with Alan for the first time in Malta, and I was in Rabat,
Hmm.
which is this place that I was telling you about the last time, and with the like the pole thing, is the history of the island. But the history of the island is what goes way back, not to Paul's time, like way way back.
Right.
So
Laskians were in Sicily. Were they in Malta?
yeah, and well, we had an interview with a person because when you gave me a question about what Amon was saying, and we didn't went too deep on Malta Island when we were there. It was after,
Hmm.
but at that point, I had so many questions. Imagine this is his first time I talk with him on record for the documentary. What you will ask, it's first time.
Right.
Good,
You got to
so
start with the virgin or start with something, something a little more
no,
basic.
man, exactly. So I was all over, and I had an overview, and we spoke for like 3 hours, and the connection was not good. So but so so we didn't talk about too much about the island at that point. But we had an interview on the island that connected a lot of stuff, and they don't know each other. He's a guy. This guy. His name was John Mitzi. He's living in Australia, but he's a Maltese, and he lives in Gozo Island, which is the island that supposedly Calypso was holding hostage
Oh, here we go. Okay,
to
now we're
to
getting.
to Odysseus.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I
Calypso.
mean,
Right. One of
there's
the
the
great
cave and
nymphs with
everything.
Circe, right? Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's the cave and everything. There's the cave, which is the Calypso cave. Um, so obviously, you think at first, I have encountered many different places that they will say to you, okay, oh, this is the island.
Yeah, of course.
All of the islands are the island. I mean, so to speak. But yeah, in this Malta is three islands. The big one, which everybody lives there, big island Malta. You have Gozo Island, which is way smaller, and people that lives there for centuries, they call themselves Gossitans. They even don't speak the same. You have Malta Island is 28 kilometers per 14. So I can run that,
Right.
if it was flat, but it's not flat. If you want to walk from one point to the other point, it will take you forever. You will not do it. It's like this.
Right.
So, and you don't have roads that connect. I mean, it's like there's just one road which is for the cars. It's very not a place that you can walkable, even
It's
that is so
rugged.
small. It used to be walkable, of course, but now
Right.
they have just roads to connect the different spot that always the different cities, or well, cities actually are on the top of the hills all the time. You will not have on the valley. On the valley, it will not have. It's nothing. It's stuff that they plant or somebody owes it, or I don't know, or they extract stone, but they are doing stuff for their own thing that they do on the island, like planting stuff or whatever. But they live in the hills, so it's very difficult to move around. If you take a bus, let's say I want to go to Gozo Island, which is like half an hour ferry, 20 minutes ferry, and I'm in the other side of the island, which is 28 kilometers per 14. Let's say it will take me 20 kilometers. So, well, it's not much, man. But it will take you, if you take a bus, you'll have to take two buses. One, it will take you an hour and a half. You wait for the other one, it will be another hour and a half. Then you get to the ferry, you will take the ferry, will have another. So if you want to go to the island and go back to your spot in the island, in the other place, I mean, in the other side from the ferry to Gozo, it will take you the whole freaking day. You will be 12 hours just like moving around. Once you get to
Wow.
Gozo Island, you have to take another bus to get to the hills. Dude, it's like,
So they're
that's
very
why it was so.
separated culturally.
I,
Right.
I guess there was also that's why it was a fort.
Right.
Malta is a fort. Everybody wanted Malta. The Knights of Malta were taking care of it, which is quite connected with all the topic. We
Mhm.
have that obviously in the Maltese chapters. With the chapter, we talk about the Maltese Knights, of course, which psychedelics, you know, all over. Like mystery rituals or versions from that time, mushrooms, whatever, man. I mean, that was happening. The purple stuff, of course.